Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. So apparently there was a kick in the AFL that cost the Giants an AFL Premiership. When this first got suggested to me, I thought that they're talking about the Grand Final 2019. There was a kick that the Giants had in the first quarter that they could have gotten in. I thought they'd talk about that. No, it's something else completely. I'm not entirely sure. I watched like 30 seconds at one point because I wasn't sure I was going to react to it. And I thought, you know what? This might be worth a reaction. So this is months later than it was requested, but we're going to do it anyway. Apparently, there is one kick that cost the Giants a premiership. And I was told it's about getting dusty. So I guess this kick also gave Richmond a three-peat, right? No, sorry, not a three-peat. 3 in 4 years. It gave Richmond a dynasty as well, is what you're telling me, right? Let's get more information here.
When you think of the biggest kicks in AFL history, the same ones come up time and time again. Some setting records, some winning finals, some even sending teams into the history books. And while they all deserve to sit at
like Dom Sheed in 2018. There we go. There it is.
It was arguably just as impactful as any of them. And that one kick was off the boot of Jordan McMahon in round 18, 2009. 13th place Richmond are facing the 15th place Melbourne in a game which many consider to be meaningless. Despite some success at the beginning of the decade, in the last 6 years these two sides have combined to win only 2 finals. They've averaged 8 wins per season and have finished with an average ladder position of 12th. Unfortunately for the fans of Melbourne,
they were both pretty bad for a while.
Despite the jubilation and celebration of the Richmond players and the contrasting devastation of the Melbourne side, these emotions aren't entirely representative of what the 4 points means for these two bottom ladder dwellers.
It's about dusty, ain't it?
Points to be won. This 8-point swing has massively swung the odds in Richmond's favour to avoid the wooden spoon and gift the struggling Melbourne Football Club the #1 pick, which in combination
okay. I'll admit, I don't know much about the draft.
Tom Scully.
If anyone wants to explain it to me in the comments, feel free.
Into Tom's Yang, Jack is a prolific inside mid who showed no signs of slowing down, moving from the under-18
from Sturt, eh?
Grown men for Sturt in the SANFL final to finish off his draft year. He's fresh off a best on-ground performance in Sturt's prelim, where he racked up 29 touches as an 18-year-old and topped it all off with a match-saving mark late in the game.
Not bad.
This talent
What's he doing now?
We would select at pick number 3.
Who would they get?
A highly touted prospect left for the Tigers at number 3. Big country midfielder, Dustin Martin.
Wow.
Dusty's talent.
So they got him
late coming to the elite level. Martin didn't
from winning that game
16s or 18s in his
and finishing out in the leather.
But debuted in the TAC Cup late in 08. This led scouts to suggest Martin had great upside, considering he had comparatively less exposure at the junior level than his peers. Unlike Scully and Trengrove, Martin does come with some perceived rough edges, and the main criticism of Martin as a draftee has followed him right through his AFL career. Questions are made of his defensive running and consistent effort throughout games, Martin instead choosing to turn it on for small game-breaking patches, which keeps him well out of the top 2 conversation, but not enough to get past Richmond at number 3. Now,
little did they know who they'd get.
Having Dustin Martin be a part of your football club over the 2010s turned out to be a very good thing, particularly if your club has the goal of winning finals and premierships. When you compare it with the underwhelming...
So that could have been the Giants.
What is potentially more interesting is the ripple effect of this one moment on the entire decade.
Yeah.
Let's start by talking about
heavily affected 2 teams at least.
The only player ever to win 3 Norm Smith medals, not to mention all in winning sides. And he has a Brownlow medal winning season that is described by Lee Matthews as the best individual season of all time.
Well, he did win everything. Literally every award was his. So it's not really a surprise.
Imagine this scenario. Dustin Martin retires at the conclusion of the 2025 AFL season at age 35.
Right.
After making some additions onto his current award tally. Let's say he finishes with 4 grand final wins, 4 Norm Smiths, 2 Brownlows, and 6 All-Australian selections. It's over. Nobody can even hold a candle to that resume. Not Ablett Sr., Jr., not Lee Matthews.
Might be controversial, that.
So imagine just for a second that Jordan McMahon's kick sails wide right, and Melbourne wins the match. Richmond, armed with pick 1, would be hard-pressed to select Martin over the certified sure things available in Scully and Trengrove, so in 2010, Dustin Martin is playing for the Melbourne Demons. What does his career look like?
That's a good question.
Melbourne was so poorly run that the AFL literally investigated if they were losing on purpose because it seemed impossible. Given this poor environment Martin would have played in at Melbourne, would he have been so loyal as he was with Richmond when GWS come calling in 2013? Talking on trade radio, this year, Dustin Martin's manager Ralph Carr and former GWS list manager Stephen Silvani have recalled how they thought the three-time Norm Smith medalist had become a Giants player.
I see.
Stated, Dusty had not had the year we'd hoped in 2012, and in 2013 he was missing his family, so it was definitely going to happen. Before a call came from above, and Dusty was back at the Tigers on a 2-year deal. That's not happening if Martin is on the list at Melbourne, fresh off a 2-win season with a percentage of 54. So in 2013, Martin ends up a Giant. What does that mean for the Bulldogs, who made their historic grand final run in 2016?
I'm not gonna lie, this is not what I expected, but it's very interesting.
Instead, a battle of the bridge for the ages, which an extremely loaded Giant squad would have had every chance to win. And what about 2017? The Richmond drought-breaking premiership without Dusty? Probably not, provided they were even able to make the finals run without the first of Martin's Brownlow medal winning seasons. But who did Richmond face that year in their prelim? The Greater Western Sydney Giants. So the drought remains. The absence of Martin from the side would be massive.
He would, yeah.
Also be short a few other key.
I don't think they'd get that far to the prelim.
Dion Prestia was a key signing of the club, desperate to get away from the sinking ship that was the Gold Coast Suns and compete for a flag. Would Richmond be successful enough to entice Dion over other suitors like Melbourne and Carlton? With Richmond no longer one of the premier sides in the competition in this period, would it really be as simple to land a key pillar of the 2019 and 20 grand finals in Tom Lynch? Powerhouses Collingwood and Hawthorn were tabling similarly large sums of money for the Gold Coast star, and he easily could.
This is a crazy domino effect video.
It can be easily argued that no club has benefited more from the insane drafting, player development, and consequent go-home GWS factor than the Pies. Would they still be challenging West Coast in the 2018 Premiership without key stars and ex-Giants Adam Treloar, Taylor Adams, Will Hoskin-Elliott? A team that was putting together a Lions-esque...
My mind is blown right now. The amount of clubs that could... I mean, these are all like... This is all basically a what-if scenario, but... You know, if the Giants did get Dusty and all these things happened, technically, this could happen as well. First of all, right, here's just one thing I have, right? Like, Collingwood could have been affected like that, sure. The Dogs were not winning the Premiership, sure, that could have happened. Richmond, no dynasty, yeah. Maybe they might win a Premiership at some point, but they wouldn't have, you know, done what they did in 2017, that's for sure. So, when I think about it, yeah, these things could happen, but the video is still called How a Kick Cost You an AFL Premiership. And I'm just saying, just because the Giants in this scenario signed Dusty, it doesn't mean it will go the same way as it did for Richmond. I'm just saying, different directions bring up different scenarios. So if Dusty signs for the Giants, who knows, maybe they don't win the Premiership still. Maybe they still don't reach that promised land. I'm just saying. Dusty also had a very good team as well, but obviously he was great. I'm just saying, if the Giants sign him, that doesn't necessarily mean that the Giants win the Premiership. I'm just pointing that out. The rest of it actually seems quite plausible. Although I would like to think that the Dogs still end their drought, but I guess we'll never know. And do Melbourne win the Premiership in 2021, sorry. What if Melbourne get affected? Then no droughts get broken. All these droughts, Dogs, Tigers, Melbourne, they never happen. No more droughts are broken anymore.
At the ball up, down 2 points, the Tigers maybe have a 35% chance of winning the game. A good entry inside 50 maybe brings it up around 50, but with the ball cleared from defence and ending up in the hands of Matthew Bate, Richmond is probably down to a 10% chance of winning the game. And when the pass on the line finds Matthew Whelan with only 52 seconds, they go down
to be fair,
good day.
they had possession then. Melbourne choked that.
It's hard to comprehend how Melbourne actually manages to lose. Now, to any Richmond fan that's ever cursed out Tyrone Vickery for his play on the field, please realise that without his tenure at the club and this play here, your glorious run may not have existed. With exceptional dexterity for a 6'7" ruckman, a stumbling Tyrone cleanly crumbs the loose ball and perfectly sets up Daniel Jackson.
35 seconds from there, and they won.
Despite the missed mark inside 50, Cousins isn't done putting his fingerprints on this game.
13 seconds.
One turn in congestion keeps the ball moving and most importantly away from congestion and a ball up, only for it to end up in the hands of yet another tortured soul of the Richmond Football Club, Richard Tamlin. In his most unsung contribution to the Tigers, this kick has tangible connection to the dynasty yet to come. With the clock removed from the screen and just 1 second left,
that one moment
on the chest
changed everything for this football club.
And then, with a little bit of help from the field umpire calling the mark legally before the siren, the rest is history. There is a lot that can be said about how AFL history could or should have gone, but the sporting butterfly effect is impossible.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of
league as we know it could be
scenarios that you can think of, probably.
Consider the difference could merely be the result of one single kick. You can't help but wonder, what if?
AFL What If. Make a new series. Yeah, that was good. That was a well-edited video. Who made this? Well, he made this. There we go. Nick. Shout out to Nick. He gets Insta back up. You know? This guy. He made a good video. That was really well edited. That was a really well done video. So, that's a pretty crazy scenario, That's a pretty crazy scenario when you think about it. It probably applies to a lot of things, though. Especially, like, there are definitely a lot of goals and a lot of results where if it went differently, so many things could change, like a big domino effect. That just, I guess it applies to life in general, actually. You change one thing about your life, so many things could have gone differently. It's pretty crazy how life works out. But, yeah, that was good. I'm still pointing out how a kick cost the Giants Premiership. I'm just saying they wouldn't necessarily have won, but they would have had a great team. So maybe they would have won. I guess we'll never know. But yeah, that one kick got them Dusty in the draft pick. That one kick. And it changed so much for the Tigers, the Giants, Melbourne, I guess Collingwood. Maybe the Dogs wouldn't have won the Premiership. I guess we'll never know. I feel like that maybe could have still happened though. Dogs winning the Premiership. It could have been affected, but also maybe wouldn't have been affected. Let me know your thoughts down below. This is my first day for video in a while, isn't it? I think, since the grand final, I think. I just ran out of ideas, basically. It's off-season, isn't it? So I haven't thought of anything to upload. I got a few requests recently, but I watched them in my own time. I haven't really, thought about reacting to much. But this seemed very interesting. Out of all the requests I had about 3 or 4, but this one seemed very interesting. So yeah, let me know any video ideas you want me to do. Something that's not reactions I think would be quite interesting as well. But I don't know what that would be. I don't know. I could do the thing like last year where I predicted the entire season with Professor Hawk, but I don't know. But either way, if AFL uploads something like best moments of 2021, I'll probably check out the video. But aside from that, next year I'll be back. When A4W comes back, I'll react to that, and then obviously that will lead into pre-season and the main A4 season for the men's, and all that will be back. So once that comes around, I think A4W is what, February? I can't remember. It's months away, but once it comes back around, for over half a year, you'll see weekly A4 content anyway, so look forward to that. But until then, I'm not sure. I've still got my prediction videos for the other football, but yeah, for AFL, I am swamped. I'm not sure what to upload anymore. I want to upload A4 videos, I just don't know what to do. So, I don't know. But I might see you next month. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.